Welcome back to another installment of Nightmares and News. I'm your host, Bumps in the Night, and here's the news. Work on the long-awaited The Last of Us multiplayer title has reportedly reached a halt. It sounds like Naughty Dog's multiplayer game set within the world of The Last of Us continues to be trouble behind the scenes. Back in May, Naughty Dog shared with fans that its The Last of Us multiplayer needed some more time before the studio was ready to show it off to the world. This announcement came in the wake of a high-profile report claiming that Naughty Dog had intentionally scaled back the resources it was dedicating to the project. Now it sounds like the work on the game may have reached a complete halt, even though it's not cancelled just yet. According to Kotaku, Naughty Dog's The Last of Us multiplayer game is currently on ice at the company. This information is said to come by the way of a source familiar with the title. Although it was stressed that this game hasn't been cancelled, it seems like Naughty Dog has greatly slowed down its work as it looks to figure out what to do with the project. This news also comes in tandem with Naughty Dog suffering a number of layoffs, further indicating difficulties at the developer. By all accounts, the development history with this unseen The Last of Us multiplayer game has been long and treacherous. Originally, The Last of Us 2 was meant to contain a multiplayer mode similar to the original Last of Us. However, Naughty Dog said that this mode outgrew the studio's original ambitions, which led to it becoming its own independent game. Since that time, fans have been eager to see what this standalone title would look like, and Naughty Dog previously promised that it would share more in 2023. Unfortunately, the PS5 multiplayer game has now been delayed indefinitely, and it's not known if it will ever see the light of day. We'll bring you more news on this story as it develops. Great news for you Undead fans! The official trailer for George A. Romero's Resident Evil documentary begs the question of what happened. We had a teaser on the upcoming documentary on George A. Romero's failed Resident Evil project way back in March, and now thanks to the fine people of Residents of Evil, we now have the full trailer from the director Brandon Salisbury. We now have the full trailer for director Brandon Salisbury's George A. Romero's Resident Evil, which is slated for a 2024 release. Produced by Key 13 Films in association with Point 5 Films, and written by Salisbury and Robbie McGregor, the documentary provides a look back at what went down with Romero's script for Resident Evil and Constantine films. Back in 1998, George A. Romero's Resident Evil is a stylized documentary utilizing archive footage, unearthed documents, and newly filmed interviews with a wide variety of personalities. Much like the teaser before it, the trailer does delve into fan service. The documentary itself will be combining elements from Capcom's classic video game series and the raw, versatile style of George A. Romero to fully immerse the audience in a cinematic horror aesthetic. It's the spookiest time of the year, and Burger King celebrates Halloween with Ghost Pepper Whopper and Ghost Pepper Chicken Fries. McDonald's may be the fast food chain most synonymous with Halloween over the years, but Burger King has managed to make their own mark on the holiday in recent years. From the Nightmare King to the Halloween Whopper, Burger King's Halloween offerings have impressed the last several years, and this year will be no exception. This Halloween, Burger King brings back last year's Ghost Pepper Whopper, and they're also debuting a brand new Halloween menu item, the Ghost Pepper Chicken Fries. The Ghost Pepper Whopper features a burger topped with ghost pepper cheese, and it's packed with bacon, crispy jalapenos, queso sauce, and an orange bun. As for the Ghost Pepper Chicken Fries, they'll be available in 4, 8, and 12 pieces, with a choice of dipping sauce bringing Halloween heat to the popular chicken fries. Do you plan on picking up some of these? We know we're going to try the chicken fries for sure. The Sanderson sisters were back. In theaters, that is. Hocus Pocus just made nearly $2 million in theatrical re-release for the 30th anniversary. The story of Hocus Pocus is a wild one, as the 1993 film wasn't a critical on financial success at the time of its release. Now considered a Halloween classic, so much so that it just spawned a hugely successful straight-to-streaming sequel last year, Hocus Pocus 2. The film was originally released in the summer of 1993, and actually lost money for Disney at the time. 30 years later, and Hocus Pocus has become a merchandising powerhouse, considered by many to be one of the very best family-friendly horror movies ever made. Go figure! Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures made the smart decision to bring Hocus Pocus back to theaters for its 30th anniversary this past weekend. And the movie managed to scare up enough money that it found itself at number 10 in the slot on the weekend's domestic box office charts. Disney also has proven without a shadow of a doubt that Hocus Pocus 2 would have made a killing in theaters if it had been given a theatrical run last Halloween season, instead of going direct to Disney+. Perhaps Disney won't make the same mistake with Hocus Pocus 3, whenever it comes around. And to top things off, we recently learned that Ann Felcher is returning to direct the second sequel for the upcoming Hocus Pocus trilogy. Did you guys go see this movie in theaters this weekend? We didn't know about it, or we would have. It's The Night He Came Home. Or should I say the Fortnite? Yes, you heard that right, folks. Fortnitemares 2023 brings Michael Myers, Jack Skellington, and Alan Wake into an event. Fortnitemares is back again in Fortnite this year. Alongside the usual Halloween-themed costumes, the annual Halloween event reaches into Haddonfield, Halloween Town, in Bright Falls to bring Michael Myers, Jack Skellington, and Alan Wake into their fold. On now until November 2nd, Fortnitemares focuses on vampires this year, with Fortnite players taking on Kato Thorne's threat with the new wooden stake shotgun. Players can also get Thorne's vampiric blade after beating him, which drains energy from the opponent you hit. The pumpkin launcher is back, allowing you to launch explosive jack-o'-lantern, as well as the witch's broom that you can use to get out of a tough jam as it launches you into the air. Obviously, the big news here is the crossover costumes, which will be available in the game's item shop. Do you guys plan on picking up any of these skins in Fortnite? We don't play, but if we did, we'd definitely be picking up Michael. Even in the suburbs, they can't hear you scream. Yes, that's right. Suburbs Screams exclusive behind-the-scenes video, John Carpenter returns to the director's chair. One of the many treats headed our way on Friday the 13th is the new Peacock series, John Carpenter's Suburban Screams. An unscripted series that features an episode directed by Carpenter himself, the horror anthology series premieres on October 13th, or Friday the 13th. On Peacock, and it is said to be from the mind of a legendary director and writer and producer, John Carpenter. Peacock previews the series explores the dark secrets and unspeakable evil that sometimes lurks beneath the surface of the sun-drenched streets, manicured lawns, and friendly neighbors of suburbia. Each episode focuses on one true tale of terror told by real people who live through it. Their first-hand accounts are brought to life through premium cinematic scene work, news clips, home photos, and archived footage, combining the visual language of horror films with the tools and techniques of documentaries, creating a uniquely frightening experience for viewers. Each episode will delve into the monstrous evil that lurks beneath the surface of friendly suburbia through the lens of one frightful tale. In addition to the first-hand accounts, the episodes will include cinematic reenactments, personal archives, and historic town press coverage. Are you looking forward to watching this? We'll definitely check it out, but after the Goosebumps episodes drop. Those are first priority on our list. That's all the news I have for you today, my lovely fiends. Stay spooky, keep those claws sharp, and consume more souls of the living. I've been your host, Bumps of the Night, and remember, horror is a beautiful thing.